Hello everybody, welcome to the Comic Game Movie Show. My name is Deshaun and today I am here to talk about the Cowboy Bebop, Netflix's Cowboy Bebop official trailer. Now this has been in the works for a bit and I have been nervous. To put it in perspective, the last time Netflix made a show, it was fucking Death Note. You saw how that shit turned out. Now, I am probably the most positive person on that, at least between me and Seth, because I thought that it started to actually feel like Death Note near the tail end, with when the Light finally started to act like Light and not a pussy whip bitch. Which, to be fair, she was gorgeous. So he's a teenager. He was a dweeb. If I had a girl like that riding me every day, I might kill everyone for her too. But I'm like, this isn't Light, man. Light's not that type of dude. Light's, he's not that guy. And it was always confusing to me how he let that happen. But near the tail end, he started to actually act like Light. He started to act like Light. He started to sound like Light. His entire plan that he set up was very Light-like. I was like, okay. I'm like, oh, yeah, up to this point, I wish you guys would have. But I digress. So, as far as I'm concerned, I don't trust, because I just don't know if they give them enough budget. Either way, I'm done. I'm done talking about that movie. We're talking about the trailer for Cowboy Bebop, which I thought was cool. I have my reservations, because there are certain things that I think, and I've always said this about anime adaptation, about animes being turned into live action films, like for the mass audience, not just for Japan and just like those ones that are on Netflix that are just like, they're made in Japan. They're like, they're whatever, But I'm talking about like widespread, like how the comics have been translated, like that. If they want to do that, they have to be willing to be more translatable, like that, to be more. And I am a bit worried that they're trying too hard. And I do think you can do that. Agree with me in the comment section. Tell me if you agree with me in the comment section. When you're trying to adapt something, sometimes if you try too hard, it ends up just looking like a fan film or cosplay or something like that. And there are bits of the trailer where there are certain characters, and I don't know who exactly those characters are. First of all, up top, I love Cowboy Bebop. To me, Cowboy Bebop is my all-time favorite anime. I love the art design, I love the characters, I love the story. I love the direction it takes. I love the brutal honesty in it. I love the soundtrack. I think it's the all-time greatest anime intro, because I ain't never heard a jazz group in an anime intro until I listened to fucking Tank as the intro to Cowboy Bebop. That thing blows my mind every fucking time. I listen to it sometimes. I ain't never done that. I don't just listen to anime intros on the regular, but there's one I do listen to, and that is Tank. And that's because it's a jazzy, smooth-ass song that just gets you just going. That it's just a great song. And the entire soundtrack of the entire show, and it's such an amazing blend of genres. Just insane. It's like a Western. It's a Western, it's kind of a noir, and and there's kind of a heist, and upbeat, and then drama, and then it's got so many tones, and it's so much, and these characters are so good at it, it's an incredible anime, and to me, it's my favorite anime. And while I wish there was more of it, and I thought, personally, that there was more on the table, the fact that it just ended with, the animator, the guy who created it had integrity to just end this show, even though it was so popular, just end it because he wanted to end it there. It makes me even appreciate the show more, especially in this era of whenever an anime hits, they just keep on pumping out more and more and more of it. That being said, I did have one issue, and that's with, what's her face? I can't remember. Was it Anne? I always forget her name because I think she's a forgettable character. The girl that Spike's in love with, the blonde girl, I never found her that interesting, and I could never quite wrap my mind around why Spike and Vicious both were all over this chick. I just could not wrap my mind around that, because I'm just thinking to myself, I don't see anything special about her. And they talk about how special she is, but when you finally see her, I'm like, I don't see anything special about her at all. But I digress. I love Cowboy Bebop. So you have to understand, I hold this like on a microscope. I am nervous. I want it to work out because it'd be great. you know, best case scenario, we end up with a Witcher situation, which is the show becomes so popular and so watched that people go back and play the video games. I remember the Witcher sales like went up when the Witcher came out. So hopefully that happens, and you know, maybe people see Cowboy Bebop and it gets a resurgence, because I don't think enough people have seen this. And honestly, Cowboy Bebop to me is it's the best anime to watch if you don't watch anime, because there's nothing distinctly Japanese about it, like, because a lot of anime is so drenched in Japanese culture that it might throw you off to watch it because you might not get it because you're just like, I don't get it, you know what I mean? But Cowboy Bebop isn't. It's drenched in so many cultures, jazz and just this smooth culture, like even the way they. Even to the, and it's got, like I said, it's got that old school noir vibe, right down to everyone on the crew smoking cigarettes, but it makes it look so cool, like old school movies and whatnot. And you know, certain episodes feel like they should be in black and white, to be crying out loud, man. Like some episodes are awesome, and you know, they're different characters and their dynamics. And and I've always loved the world, because I think that Cowboy Bebop's world is one of my favorite interpretations of the future, because so often when you see an interpretation of the future, it's so out there and so sci-fi that you kind of, like, your mind kind of goes, there's no fucking way. But there are episodes of Cowboy Bebop where they're in towns that just look like shitty towns here on Earth, just like shitty towns down the road. And they're on Mars, but it's just a shitty rundown town in Mars, and it just looks like here. Actually, all the cities and stuff look like it's just Earth, it's just not on Earth. And I was like, yeah, that's a more accurate interpretation of, in my mind, how the future would go. We would just have advanced ways of doing shit we've already been doing, and sure, the ships and everything and the way we get around, and there are obviously aspects, but we still use the same guns, we still wear the same kind of clothes, we, like, our towns look the same, we still drive cars. It's like, you know, I remember thinking to myself, I was like, yeah, man, I just believe that that's how it would be if there was a future. Just as it wouldn't be as outside mind-blowing as people think it would be, and I love that about Cowboy Bebop. That being said, this trailer, while it got certain aspects right, I do like the dynamic between the crew. It feels like Jet, Faye, and Spike, the actors they got to play them, are doing a pretty good job portraying them and portraying their dynamic. So I'm cool with that. I think I'm having a good time with that. I just feel like they're trying too hard to shot for shot replicate the anime. And sometimes it works, and other times it just comes off like cosplay. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes when they show sometimes the actors and whatnot, they just look like cosplay. And there are certain aspects of it that does look cheap. I won't lie, the spaceship stuff reminded me of Space Sweepers. I don't know if you guys remember me reviewing that one, but I remember being like, while it didn't like bother me, I'm like, this ain't the best effects on ships. This ain't the best effects on this stuff. But it's because it's on a Netflix budget, and like Netflix, no matter how much money they're pumping, they have a budget. You know what I mean? And you're not it's just, I felt like, I'm not sure what I felt like. I felt like this would be much better if it was like a movie or something with that kind of budget, and they broke it, and they just broke the show up piece by piece. I don't know, but I'm not sure. All I know is I do feel like it does look a tad bit cheap. Just not like that cheap. Not like, oh my god, it's cheap, but it does look a tad bit cheap, on the cheaper side. Some of the outfits look more like cosplay than actual outfits, and there are certain aspects of it I'm just like, maybe you just need to just translate this. Maybe you just need to translate and not directly lift. But overall, I did have a fun beat. I did enjoy the banter between the three, and it feels more like the show. And I'm still optimistic about it. I'm not as high as some people. I'm optimistic about it. I will admit, after Death Note, I am a bit gun shy. I'm hoping for the best for this because I love Cowboy Bebop and I really want this to work out. But, you know, I hope it works out. I really do. I hope it works out. I mean, hell, I got my problems with The Witcher, so, you know, maybe I'll just be on the limb for this. Maybe this will be great. It comes out November 19th, so pretty soon, actually. There's a lot of shit coming out in November, by the way. A lot of stuff's going on in November, man. It's a hot month. But anyways, thank you guys for joining the Comic Game Movie Show. Please like, subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next one. What did you think about the Netflix's Cowboy Bebop trailer? Live action Cowboy Bebop, baby. Whew. I'm hoping for the best, baby. I'm hoping for the best. Anyways, thank you guys again. I'll see you in the next one.